to add my own expressions of sympathy and condolence to the family and friends of Corporal Danny Neild, who tragically lost his life serving this country and the people of Afghanistan in Helmand Province. Mr. Speaker, week after week I've been asking the Prime Minister why he's not getting tough on tax avoidance. Every time he tells me he's doing all he can. This week, newspapers have confirmed that big companies are using loopholes to get out of paying £14 billion in corporation tax alone. Instead of going on about British jobs for British workers, isn't it time he goes on about British taxes for British companies?
Mr. Speaker, this not only needs the efforts that we're making to clamp down on tax avoidance and tax evasion, it also needs an international agreement. He may be aware that there is a case in America at the moment in relation to Swiss tax avoidance. Once that case is resolved, I believe it's possible to get an international agreement for the exchange of information in relation to tax cases, and that would be the way that we could move forward our proposals that we can have both the freedom of exchange, the exchange of information on tax and clamp down on these tax evaders.
He's living in denial. He's the one who created a system. He's the one who's created a system which lets big companies run circles around the Treasury, that lets peers in the other place not pay their full taxes in this country, that lets city bosses pay less in tax on their capital gains than their cleaners do on their wages. He is losing this country billions of pounds that could be used to give big permanent tax cuts to ordinary families. So why should anyone trust him when he makes one rule for the fat cats and another rule for everyone else?
I remember that the chief donor to the Liberal Party got in real trouble because he was a tax evader and they never returned the money. Perhaps it's the leader of the Liberal Party that's in denial at the moment. I tell him that we do everything we can and will continue to do so, budget after budget, to remove the possibility of tax avoidance and tax evasion. It will need, in the end, what I think he should support, an international agreement to do so. I tell him that in the light of the Swiss case in the United States of America, I hope that we can make big progress on that, and I hope he will support it.
Senator Osborne.
Mr. Speaker, over the weekend there were 400 job losses announced in my constituency.